Alright, so we're in the first game now. It's Green Arabia Frank War. In the south, in blue we have Democracy of Gods, aka Andrew, and in the north we have Bro for Ousadia and Alegria. Bro has given us very good performances in this tournament already. He beat Jitba in the last group stage that I casted in the Goth War and has overall really given us very good performances. And now, as we already can see, there's a very crucial hill in the front of Andrew's base with two golds, two front golds, and this hill, and there's nothing more really protecting these golds. He has 1, 2, 3 golds in the front, one on the side, and he really needs to take this hill. If he loses this hill in the course of this game, he will ultimately lose the game. As for Bro, he has a little bit of a better map in my opinion. He doesn't really have a hill to camp, that's not so good, but on the other hand he has this gold in the back, but also this one in the front and this one to the side. Where's the third gold? Okay, it's up there, a little bit exposed, but not too bad. Okay, as for the start, both players seem to be pretty equal. Bro already 3 villages behind though, and seems like in military numbers Bro has a slight lead here. But still losing more and more villages, that's very unfortunate for Bro. I think better start now for Democracy of Gods here for the Sioux team. But I'm not too sure, let's see how it plays out in the end. Okay, wait, let's pause a second. I need to get the scroll speed down a little bit, so it's more convenient for you to watch. Alright, let's get right into it again. So as you see, castles going down, barracks going down, stables going down, classic Frank War, halberdiers, paladins, and throwing axemen. And another villager getting picked off by Democracy of Gods is doing a very good job in picking off those villagers and raiding. Bruce military units are kind of standing idle around Democracy of Gods base, and seems like Democracy of Gods is now a little bit of an advantage here. He's already taking the hill now. I guess he will definitely put a castle up here. It would be very bad if he doesn't. And yeah, there's the castle already for Andrew here. And Bruce, very aggressive play. I like that. A lot of halberdiers really doing the difference here. Okay, nice engagement. I don't know about this engagement for Bro. Seems like he has less paladin numbers here, but he's coming in with the reinforcements very quickly. And where's Andrew's army? Okay, he's spreading around the map very nicely, but still he shouldn't lose that battle on the front, because as I said, if he loses this hill, this game will be over. This game will be over ultimately, and I like how Bro is just coming with more and more units here. Really seems to take this battle from now on, and Andrew doing a really good job is camping those additional golds. He's already picking off this villager here now, and also making a castle in this very crucial position at the relic. He's spreading around the map very nicely. Nice raiding though from Bro as well. Democracy of Gods already using the market here, and seems like he's still losing the battle in the front. He's not getting the reinforcements that Bro is getting at the moment. He has half the military numbers of Bro here, and seems like Bro might be able to take this game rather quickly. I mean, if Bro is able to take this hill, this could be over much quicker than I initially thought, because Andrew really has a better position at this point in time with spreading around the map. But seems like Bro is just pushing and pushing and pushing. He's doing this very well, getting the reinforcements, having double the military numbers now than Andrew, Democracy of Gods, and he's just slowly taking the hill. And if Andrew gets pushed up this hill, there's nothing saving him, because he has no gold income whatsoever. This gold is denied. This gold will, the main gold will be denied. This one gold has already been denied, he has already taken the market and seems like he's already out of gold and nearly out of food, and this could already be GG. If he doesn't get the golden income, if he doesn't get the hill, and these paladins are just so tanky that they can't just stand under the fire of 3 castles in one town center. And wow, I don't know how that went downhill so fast. That already went down so fast. Wow. How did Bro do this? His reinforcements just were so much quicker than Andrew's. It's fascinating. And Andrew now picking little fights around the map, but even wasting this trebuchet here, but it won't help him. I think, in my opinion, it's already over. He's already out of resources, he only has a little bit of food to spare, but other than that, this game seems over to me. His military numbers are dwindling under the force of Bro's paladins, and there's not much he can do here. The trebuchet also coming in here to get down the castles finally of this hill and ultimately pushing Andrew to his limits. Additional castles for Andrew now getting taken down as well. Gold income, very nice for Bro. He has done the market as well, but hasn't given too much of an advantage because Andrew was a little bit quicker. And yeah, looks like this game is in favor of Bro and Ousadia and Alegria. This is, by the way, the first of 3 simultaneous 1v1s which decide over the 3rd point in this game. And there's a GG. Well played by Bro. His reinforcements came very quickly, much better than Andrew's. Andrew might have idled a lot of his buildings, military buildings here at that, and Bro just took the hill and won the game. Very well played by Bro. First game of the 3 simultaneous 1v1s is now going in favor of Ousadia in the Alegria, and we're now going to see the second 1v1 shortly after. Yeah, as I said before, they only played they already played the first and the 3rd game, the 2v2s, because Andrew had a problem with his keyboard, and they were already casted. I think they were already streamed, and now I'm streaming the recorded games, the rest. So we are going now into the second game of the 1v1s, which will be Nilfgaard versus Miguel on DM Green Arabia Hans War. I think it should be Green Arabia, but let's see. Yet it's Green Arabia and it's Hans War. Between, in the south, in the blue, it's Nilfgaard, and in the north, in red, let me check if I have Alt G. Oh, in the north, in the green, in the north, in the green, it's Miguel, as the Hans as well. Okay, first of all, let's look at the maps. Nice back gold here for Nilfgaard. As far as hill goes, he has a little hill here with his additional golds. They're very far up in the front, which is weird and a little bit awkward in a later game, in the later stages of the game. He really wants to have this hill here, this little hill here. On the other hand, we have Miguel, who has 2 pretty far golds in the front, and we already heard the market here. Okay, so Nilfgaard already going with the market. I think he saw the map of Miguel. He saw that Miguel has these 2 front golds, so he wants to end this game rather quickly. If he takes this front here from Miguel, he can deprive him of gold in the short run and can just overwhelm him with paladins and gold units if he so desires. And seems like he's already has done a really good start for the market. He's lacking a little bit of military numbers, but that's due to the market placement in the beginning, and he's already 2 villages up ahead. He's doing a very fine job with raiding, picking up more and more villages. And these villages are crucial for the further development in the game, for placing town centers, for placing castles, for placing siege workshops. You really need those villages to get everything done. Really nicely dealt with the raiding from Miguel here. And as we can see, minute 3:30 and he's already heading out. Because he wants to have that early advantage. He wants to trade units. He wants to deprive Miguel of gold as good as he can. Miguel now already trying to fortify and lock down this front gold here, but Nilfgaard is not really willing to give him, do him this favor and let him lock down his position here. And that's why he's already heading out. He's wasting a little bit of units here. I don't like it. I don't like it, and now he's just standing there. But he's already preparing rams to push further. This mark is really helping him now. He has a little bit more time to move on the golds because he already did the market. And yeah, let's see how further this game develops. Miguel pretty nicely recovered from the first raiding from Nilfgaard here, and has taken this hill now, which is not ideal for Nilfgaard. He doesn't want Miguel to get this hill, and now he has to push up this hill. And he's in a disadvantage in military numbers, has the siege rams though. I don't think that he can engage yet, but he will wait a little bit longer until he has a little bit more paladins, a little bit more military, and then he can really push his advantage. As you can see, his army consists mostly of only paladins and CA, and little less harps than Miguel, because he has a lot more gold, and now he's taking this. Actually, it seems like an unfavorable fight, but he can do it, because firstly he has the siege rams, he has the trebuchet, plus he has the market to back him up, so he has more gold, can replenish a little bit easier than Miguel, and thus getting a little bit more trades, and can actually afford to make a little bit of an unfavorable trade here. Plus, if he pushes these golds, it's practically over. Though Miguel did a very nice job in spreading out on the side of the map. But let's concentrate on the middle here. Let's concentrate on the center of the fight. It seems like it's pretty even at the moment, though Nilfgaard still has the huge advantage with those siege rams that are coming in from the side now, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 siege rams, 2 trebuchets or 8 siege rams, and they will do a huge impact on this fight, especially in the CA fight, because they drain so much arrow fire from the battlefield, from the CA, from Miguel, and now he's pushing the goals, he's pushing the town centers. And yeah, nicely done here, nicely done by Nilfgaard. I didn't really expect him to push this hill so easily, as he was in the middle, in the numbers disadvantage here. But if he can push his position a little bit further, Miguel now getting down those castles, he wants desperately those castles up to defend from this, but seems like Nilfgaard will be able to push this rather easily actually, and I think this should be Nilfgaard's game. Though I like how Miguel is really spreading out, but it doesn't help him if his center and his whole economy for now is getting pushed. Siege workshops are getting taken down, town centers are getting taken down, and well, paladins with siege arms coming in, that's a very deadly combination, and there's already the GG call from Miguel. Well played by Nilfgaard. He's exactly chosen the right tactic here, seeing the front goals from Miguel, and he's executed it perfectly. And it's now 1-all in the best of 3 1v1 series for game 3. Very nicely done. Now the decider 1v1 will be Persians war on Gold Rush between Shine and Roomstock for the third point of this best of 7 series. Alright, and we're in it. Let me quickly turn on team colors with teal and blue. It's a little bit difficult to differentiate, so let's see. Let's look at the map first. It is Gold Rush, it is Persian War, and as we can see, the map this time is not so unfair as we've seen before. We've seen a lot of more unfair maps before, where the golds or the hills were hugely in favor of one of the players, but this time it's a little bit more balanced, I'd say. A little bit of a favor of Shine here, definitely, because most of his golds are directed in to his favor, but the main hill, where nearly all of the golds are positioned, is pretty much in between the players, with a little bit of an advantage for Shine, but it shouldn't matter too much at the moment. Okay, first ratings now coming in. Very tight build here from Roomstock, I really like it. 1, 2, 3, 4 barracks, 1 stable. Already getting down the siege workshop for the Scorpions. And no, second stable as well, and the castle. Very tight build here from Roomstock. I really like it. He's making really good use of his small space he has here. Getting a little bit of rating in, but it's not too huge at this point in time, it seems. And if you might know, in the beginning in Persian War it's all about paladins and halberdiers, and you quickly transition into elephants, heavy scorpions, halberdiers and monks to counter elephants. So now the players are slowly getting the castles up to get those elephants out, the strong elephants. What's so special about the Persian scorpions? They're not too special. Persian scorpions aren't too special. The thing is, the scorpions are made because they want to counter the elephants. Heavy scorpions counter elephants pretty well, plus counter halberdiers as well. So they work in Persian War really well. The combination elephants and scorpions is pretty much the ideal combination that you can get with Persians, because you have the elephants and the scorpions backing you up against the halberdiers. And heavy scorpions just shred through halberdiers like butter, like a knife through butter. So there's nothing really holding them. And as we can see, already elephants now with 620 HP coming out. And seems like Shine is already pushing for that hill as he's supposed to. You really want that hill, you really want this gold. If you can get a castle up here, that would be ideal, because Roomstock would just have to fight uphill all the time. Just to fight uphill all the time, like he has to do now. And look at this, the scorpions just shred through these halberdiers. They can't even get near, especially when they're on this line formation here. But Shine taking the hill very well. I like this. I like Shine's play for now. He's very fast on the hill. That castle from Roomstock is not bad, really not bad. Denying any castles from Shine on top of the hill for now. And in army size, Shine is a little bit in front, though it seems like he has a little bit less elephant numbers for now. As well as he's getting nice rating in, but he's getting stopped by Roomstock for now. Villager numbers are also in favor of Shine. It's 23 to 17 at the moment, and he has a little bit of a better position here on this hill, already having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 castles. 6 castles on the hill. Alright, that's pretty impressive, but why? Oh, come on, Shine, why did you let him take that hill so easily? I'm really puzzled to why he is on the top of this hill. Maybe because of the castle. Yeah, because it's in range of the castle fire, but still, he has let him take in that hill so easily. And now it's just a clusterfuck of units going at it, and knowledge are coming in. Very nice addition to counter the scorpions. And a nice shot, very nice shot on these scorpions. One shot taken down like 3 scorpions at a time, or 4 scorpions at a time. Yep. Already taking the hill now. Wow, Roomstock, very nice play here. From Roomstock, he's forcing Shine down the hill. He's forcing him on the ground, and nice additional rating here. Nice additional rating here by the Paladins. Nice additional rating here by the Paladins. From Shine, really nice play. You don't really expect rating on this map because everything is so centered and so concentrated in the middle of the map. And nothing really stopping Roomstock now. Also, monks coming in. Monks coming to convert some of the elephants. And getting a little bit of an advantage here. Now even villagers coming into the fight, fighting the paladins like they were nothing, and being a little bit of a meat shield for the scorpions. That was funny. Onagers now from Shine as well. Military numbers and villager numbers are hugely in favor of Shine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 TCs for Shine in comparison of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 town centers of Roomstock here. Let's look at the resources. It's 820 food for Shine and only 54 for Roomstock. Alright, and you need a huge economy to sustain elephant production. You really need it, and seeing that Roomstock is nearly on 100 gold and 0 food, Roomstock really needs to push now. He can't really afford losing his units now. He can't really afford to lose his units now. But he's pushing quite well with those trebuchets. Shine can't really get a hold of those trebuchets as the elephants are just being such a great meat shield behind them. And he's now slowly forcing Shine of these golds at the bottom of the hill. Another siege workshop coming out now for Shine at the bottom, and Roomstock still struggling with resources. I wonder how he's keeping up production of military. He's not really keeping it up, so he should really be careful, or should really consider pushing Shine off as good as he can. But looking at Shine's economy, Shine also doesn't really have any farms, so to speak of. He's nearly on 0 food as well, and keep in mind that you need a huge amount of food for elephant production. Oh, that is really weird. Both their economies are exceptionally weak for Persian War. Now Roomstock is slowly building up his economy. He's getting a little bit of wood income as well. And seems like Shine doesn't really bother to make any farms for now. Now he's adding a little bit more farms, but they're really late for Persian War in my opinion. Haven't seen too many yet, but it seems very slow. And Roomstock definitely has the better position right now because he can easily push from this hill, even preparing those traps. Very nice move from Roomstock. And he's now slowly trapping the castles. He will slowly trap the town centers as well. And Shine needs to push soon, in my opinion. If he doesn't push soon, Roomstock will just roll him with his superior economy. And even with gold income soon, his golds are dwindling at his own base. But now he's even putting up another castle on the top of the hill. Very nice play. Those bombard cannons doing a great job at holding those trebuchets back for now. Alright. So another castle going down for Shine. He's nearly gone down. It's on 400 HP. And it's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. Hill helping Roomstock massively. Now they're sharing golds even. Very nice. Roomstock and Shine sharing golds, but seems like Roomstock is having none of that. Killing all of Shine's villagers. That was not too nice, in my opinion. And even Diana just doing a great job killing the bomber cannon. And now Roomstock is just rolling in with his elephants, with his army. And it seems like it's, from now on it's just a downhill fight for Shine. Now even making those additional stables, getting in the Hussar rating on the not really existing economy of Shine. How is he affording anything? He's not really affording anything at the moment. He has a little bit of food, tons of gold, but no wood at all. And he needs food, and he needs wood. He needs wood for siege, he needs wood for farms. A lot of villagers are idle, and I don't see him coming back from this, because against all those monks, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 monks. He can't really push with the elephants. His scorpions are a little bit out of position. And he's just holding on for now with those bombard cannons, trying to hold off the trebuchets. Roomstock is really doing a great job at repairing them. As I'm said that the trebuchets are just gone down. Okay. Those quotes. Those quotes are so funny. Tattoo, if you want to co-cast, you're very welcome to do so, if you have interest in it. But very nice rating now from Roomstock in the back of Shine's space. And I'm just waiting for Shine to call the GG from now, but because I can't really see him to come back from this, to be completely honest. How many farms does Shine have? Yeah, he has 2 farmers at the moment. 2 farmers for Shine. He can't do anything with 2 farms. And there's the GG. Roomstock with a critical number of elephants. No elephants whatsoever for Shine. Not really few monks, but not really anything other in defense, and only 2 farmers. That was not enough for Shine. Very nice. Well played from Roomstock. And that means it is now 2-1 for Ousadia and Alegria. And we're heading into game 4. In a second. We're heading into game 4 in a second. Yeah, if anyone wants to co-cast, any DM export wants to co-cast, feel free to do so. Just message me. And if not, it's okay as well. Okay, we're heading into game 4, which should be Ghost Lake, I think Team Random Civilization. Let me quickly check the settings. I thought I had them up before, but seems like I didn't. It's Team Random Civilization, so Mirror Civilization on Ghost Lake for the 3rd game. It's a 3v3. And this will be a very exciting game, I hope. Okay, let's go right into it. And see what civilization we get. Alright, okay, let me turn off team colors. Okay, so in the north of the map we have two consisting of Democracy of Gods as the Japanese on the flank. In the center we have Nilfgaard as the Teutons, and on the other flank position on the right hand side we have Hans from Shine. On the opposing team, Ousadia and Alegria, we have Bro as the Hans. We have Japanese facing Teutons on the pocket position, and we have Teutons on the other flank from Miguel facing Andrew, Democracy of Gods. We have Democracy of Gods, and we see already that Nilfgaard is straight going to the flank. He wants to help out the Japanese as good as possible in the early game, it seems. And there's a little bit of a Hans war going on the other side of the map, on the right side hand, between Shine and Bro. A lot of stables from Bro here. In a team game, the Han build tends to be a little bit different than what you might see from a 1v1 perspective, because because you have trade very much earlier and you don't really run out of gold that quickly, and you can quickly replenish your gold income with trade cards. Not too much going on at the moment. Nilfgaard really well spreading his units around the map, it seems. Roomstock on the other hand just concentrating all of his forces, all of his halberdiers on Bro's part of the map, on Bro's flank, and they seem to really try to push Shine now, who is getting a lot of sling. No, he was getting a sling from Nilfgaard actually. They want to sling the Han player for now, it seems. Very unfavorable fight here for Bro. I don't think he should really engage here, but he's now getting the help of the Japanese halberdiers. It's really hard to see who is winning here with green and teal on. But seems like it's Shine winning for now because he has this cavalry archers backing him up. But there's more reinforcements coming in from Bro, and there's also the Japanese halberdiers from Roomstock helping him at the moment. More and more units coming in. Shine is getting doubled hard, and on the other side of the map we have Miguel, who is getting a little bit pushed here from Japanese and Teutons at the same time. Nilfgaard kind of dividing his forces all over the map. I don't really like it. A lot of paladins are standing around doing nothing and not engaging in any fights, while Shine is holding really well against this against Roomstock and Bro on the right side on the right side of the map. And now Miguel holding on the other side of the map pretty well as well. We have more paladins coming in now from Nilfgaard. Those were the ones who were standing around idle and still going around in a little bit of a confusion here. He's also housed at 115 population. He needs to add more houses, I feel like. There's a castle going up, so he won't be popped anymore. But a little bit of sloppy play here from Nilfgaard. He's now adding siege onagers on the right side hand to support Shine as good as possible, but Shine seems to be fine. His CA really did a lot of great work. Very unfavorable fight here for Bro and Roomstock on the bottom of the hill. And Miguel is still getting pushed. This castle will go down, I assume. There's not much that Miguel can do here. He's full on Teutonic Knights, it seems. Not really great against those Arbalists. Of course, great against every unit that's pretty much a melee unit, but other than that, he will have a hard time, especially against Arbalest and any kind of ranged unit. But there's the siege onagers coming in for the Teutons, for Miguel, and those Arbalists are getting cut down pretty quickly. But now Nilfgaard's paladins are coming in, and also the samurai who will do a great support against the Teutonic Knights. And now Halberdier is also playing for Roomstock. On the other side of the map there's a little bit of a standoff between Shine and Bru. And also onagers from the Japanese coming in. But against siege onagers it's not the ideal option that most would prefer. Trade now has already started for Shine. A nice raiding. Oh, Bru nearly got a castle up in the at the markets. That would have been huge. Just denied from Shine. That would have been huge. Markets also coming up for Nilfgaard. A little paladin just trapped here on Miguel. Markets now already going down for Ousadia and Alegria as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 markets for Roomstock. Very nice play. Whoa, these markets are very far up in the front, but I guess they can afford it to do so. And seems like Miguel is struggling a little bit. Let's look at his resources. Yeah, he's at 0 food and nearly 0 gold, so he's really struggling, especially with population as well. Nilfgaard only on 27 military, which is a little bit odd to see. He has a lot of siege onagers, which are doing a very great job, but other than that, he doesn't really have the military numbers. Also, not really the economy you would expect at this point with 95 villages at the pocket position. But let's see. Nice raiding here coming in from Bru. Already on the trade. Shine is trying to secure this trade with the castles, but is getting denied by this cavalry archers from Bru, and all the villages are getting taken down, and this castle might even go up. And this castle is up, and this is huge. This is really huge. This castle will be such pain for Tsu to deal with, because it basically denies all trade for now. They only have these 2 corners to trade in, and if one of these corners gets denied, it's pretty much GG. And this castle nearly getting taken down, or is it getting taken? Yep, it's getting taken down. It was a castle from Ousadia and Alegria, from Bru though, not from Shine. It's a little bit hard with the colors in my opinion, but let's see. And more trade cards are getting killed by this castle. This castle is doing a great job. Just so getting the counter castle up. He's besieging the castle with a castle. Only in Age of Empires, guys. Only in Age of Empires. And seems like the siege onagers are doing a great job. They're a great addition to the Han army. Sorry. And on the other side of the map, I just didn't look too much on the other side of the map. Democracy of Gods, Andrew is doing a great job in pushing Miguel at this point in time. He's taking down castles and he's nearly as far as pushing the trade here. So they both kinda denied each other the trade for now. Roomstock doing a very good job walling off everything. And he might even need to consider to wall as far as the trade line goes, but Andrew is really pushing well on this side, and this castle from Bru finally getting taken down. But there's another castle from Bru. What a sneaky castle that is. I really like it now, even walling the castle in to protect it from the siege rams. Oh my, oh my. And while that is going on, he's just pushing the front while distracting Miguel in the back. And seems like Miguel, in my opinion, just has to hold on, or let me say it like, let me phrase it like that. Both Miguel and Shine are getting pushed at the moment. The one who holds better at this point, the one who can secure the corner for a longer time, will be the one who ultimately wins, or will be the team that holds the corner for longer will be the team that ultimately wins in this one. But Miguel is, but Democracy of God is doing a really good job pushing against Miguel. I really like it. The combination between Samurai and Arbalest against those Teutonic Knights is really working well at the moment. And there's the team wall now going down for Ousadia and Alegria. Very nicely done here. And Tarkin's now even coming out for Shine to deal with the villages and to deal with the forward from Bruh. Not a really ideal trade along this line here. But it's kind of okay for now, in my opinion. But it's kind of for now beginning, and they even needed to delete the markets. So where did they replace the markets? Okay, no, that's the siege workshop. Where did they okay, there's the market, and that's not an ideal market. You don't really want the market in this position. Ideal would of course be from one end of the map to the other, but for now they had to stop it, and because Andrew, with the help of Neilford, was pushing so well. And Neilford now has the military numbers to actually support Miguel very well. On the other side of the map, it's a little bit of a stalemate. Shine seems like he pushed back a little. He managed to push back a little. And now look at all these Japanese trebuchets. They're getting the castles down so quickly with the support of the Paladin, with the support of the siege oranges. They're just cutting down everything so quickly, and this game might go in favor of Tsu here. And there's the GG. There's the GG. Miguel didn't manage to hold. Very nice game, well played, especially from Andrew here, who really did the best with the Japanese, but also from Shine, who held really well against the forward from Bro and the aggressive play of both Rubenstock and Bro. Alright, so it's 2-1. No, wait, it's 3-1 for no. It's 2-2-all. It's 2-all. They're both on par in this best of 7 series, and we're going in straight for game number 5. Okay, let me quickly get a sip of water and I will be back. Alright, I'm back. And now we're going into game 5 of this best of 7 series, which is a 3v3 on the map pack. And the civilizations are Franks, Mongols, and Huns. So let's get right into it. Alright, so it seems like it's Continental, a map that we haven't seen so often in this tournament. A very interesting map. Let's begin with the introduction of the players. In the north, we have Ousadia and Alegria, consisting of Miguel, who's playing as the Huns. In the pocket position, we have Rubenstock as the Mongols, and on the other flank, on the right side of the map, in the north, we have Bro as the flanks. Opposing him, it is Democracy of Gods as the flanks as well. In the pocket position, Shine as the Mongols, and on the south, on the left flank, it's Neilford as the Huns. Continental, a very interesting map, especially for DM. It consists of both water and land, and it will be very interesting how that plays out and how far players are going in as far as going on water and on land. And I've never really seen a team game on Continental yet, I have to admit. They're not really played on a daily basis on Woobly, and I think there were only a few games played on Continental in the tournament. So we'll see how it plays out. Bruce seems under a lot of pressure already, only having 2 houses up. He will be popped in a minute. He's only on 30 population at the moment. He seems to be pretty much out of the game already. He gets doubled pretty hard by both Shine and Andrew here with the heavy camels. The only thing saving him that he has only quite a few barracks up, but he has no houses, so he can't really afford anything, and he's only on 11 population as opposed to all 40 plus of all the other players. So he's on a lot of pressure. Roomstock not really doing too much at Andrew's base, and seems like the only one who is going for water for now are Roomstock and Nilford at this point in time. And now Roomstock finally coming in to support Bro here, but not doing too much. Shine really playing well. He seems to be outnumbering Roomstock quite heavily at this point, but now finally Bro is getting quite a decent number of halberdiers, but even more paladins coming in from Andrew here, and they're really rushing Bro quite well. What is his villager number? He is only on 4 villages, 6 villages for Andrew, but it's not too bad because he's pushing Bro consistently. Now finally Mangadai coming in also to support the halberdiers and the camels, but it doesn't seem enough for now. On the other side of the map, Nilford really controlling the shallows well with his galleons. Pretty much a standard Hun war going on this side, standard 1v1 Hun war besides the ship support for Nilford, and seems pretty even, maybe slightly in favor on Nilford on the left side of the map. But Bruce still on the heavy pressure. Roomstock really playing well though, I have to say. He is just trying to hold on for Bro as long as possible, but he's still on only 20 population as we can see here. And well, there's nothing much that Bro can do at this point in time. He's putting up a castle on a hill, but it's getting denied as well. And even more villages are getting taken down. 1 villager down, 4 villages, 3 villages even for Bro. 4 villages now, and more got produced, and TC is getting taken down as well. That is huge. No more TCs for Bro. No more TCs, and even Nilford is now pushing in onto Miguel with the help of the siege onagers from Shine. And Bruce might even be taken out from this game already. He's on 3 villages. He's now getting this castle up. There's a new TC now for Bro, finally, and a market, of course, he needs that. But he's on 22 population as opposed to 100 plus from any other player. And yeah, this game seems already to be quite over, especially because Miguel is getting pushed as well. He's not doing a significant amount of damage on the other side of the map. And that's the only thing that would save them right now. But this CA are getting down so quickly to the siege onager fire. Oh my god, this might be GG already. I wouldn't be surprised if they would call it. And there's the GG. GG, well played by Tsu here. Very nice double from Shine and Andrew onto Bro. Roomstock wasn't fast enough to react to this, or the Ousadia and Alegria team wasn't fast enough to react to this, so it's already 3-2 in favor of Tsu here. Very well played. And now we're going into game... I think it was game 6. Let me quickly check. Game number... Okay, no. Game number 6. It's 3 simultaneous 1v1s again. Who will decide over the 6th point of this series? And it might even be the decider for 2 already, but we will see. It's 3 simultaneous 1v1s. First one will be a Chinese war on Prairie. And it's Miguel versus Democracy of Gods, aka Andrew. And it's Chinese War on Prairie. In the south, we have Democracy of Gods for the team 2. And in the blue and in the north, we have Miguel for Ousadia and Alegria. As the Chinese as well, and we are on Prairie. Players already getting down the stables. They will pump out some camels and will get down the castles as fast as possible to take advantage. I have to point out here that you start with 2 initial scouts, so that is very dangerous, especially in the beginning. You need to have your stables up very quickly if you really want to get rid of those scouts, especially in the early game. Alright, so camels are coming out, the raiding is going to happen, and nothing too special at the moment. 1, 2 front golds for... Oh, overlay, I forgot the overlay. Oh, I'm so sorry. Alright, I will start over. Sorry, I will start over. I'm really sorry. Yeah, I saw it. I'm really sorry for that. Let's start again. So in the south, for the team 2, we have Democracy of Gods. We have Democracy of Gods as the Chinese in the blue, and in the north, we have Miguel for the team Ousadia and Alegria as the Chinese as well. I have to point out that on this map, you start with 2 initial scouts that can make a certain amount of damage if you don't get your first initial stable up right away, but it seems like both players dealt with it quite nicely and have already getting rid of the light cavalry. Okay. Yeah, don't panic, guys. I need to do the overlay. I need to do the overlay manually because I don't want to give away any spoilers when opening the recorded games. That's why I'm doing the overlay manually. Normally we have a scene switcher, but this time I'm just doing it manually to don't give away any spoilers and you don't know the outcome yet. Because it says in the title of the recorded game. Alright. So both players, let me get the overlay. Both players are pretty even on the military numbers. Already 1 castle up for Miguel. 1 castle up as well for Democracy of Gods. He's placing now more in total 5. And total 5 for Miguel as well. And seems like Miguel is just chasing Democracy of Gods around his base. It seems like he wants to get some raiding in as well. Forward siege with the castle on that gold for Democracy of Gods as well. And yeah, let me know if anything's wrong with the stream. Please note in the chat so I can point it out, but it should be alright for now. So front gold, as I said before, for Miguel again, but this time it seems like he has it pretty secured with his castles in the town centers. Really nice layout with this. Really nice layout with the castles here. Really nicely defended here, these golds for now. A little bit more offensive style here from Democracy of Gods. He's really heading out quite early. He's getting his siege very much up in the front. A little bit more defensive style from Miguel here. A little bit more of a defensive style. Okay. So, what is going on here? Nothing too much. Seems like there's a little bit of a fight in the middle. The center will be important, and Miguel really nicely here camping those golds. And seems like he's denying this TC very nicely. And yeah, a little bit of a standoff now in the middle. Honor just coming out to deal with the Chukunus. And yep. Okay, so I just had to quickly message Skittle. He was messaging about me about something, but I'm not sure what it was about. So we will see. Tribes now coming out for Miguel in the front, and Democracy of God Andrew should be careful with Chugunu. He's wasting a lot of them there. He wasted like 10 Chugunus here trying to engage those onagers. A little bit suicidal on his part, in my opinion. And now these onagers will deal quite nicely with those trebuchets, but Camel's coming in, trying to take down those onagers, doing a really good job, but now he should retreat. Or will he? No, it seems like he wants to engage this. But yeah, now he's retreating. But he's taken out most of the onagers from Andrew. I'm not too sure if it was the most favorable trade here, but I guess it was fine for now. He has saved his trebuchet and maybe will take down this forward castle from Andrew. Which is, of course, protecting this goal here. Which could be, in the long run, very important for both of the players. More onagers coming in from Andrew. He's really not giving up on these onagers. And if he gets decent shots off, these really can turn a game around really quickly. But against these masses of Chukunus, even onagers might often go down more quickly than initially thought. Alright, so if you look at the villager numbers, Andrew has a little bit of a bigger eco right now, but the military numbers, Miguel is leading by a lot. Like 50 military units? It's 50 military units in favor of Miguel. 20 villager numbers though in favor of Andrew. If you look at the resources, Andrew has still a lot of resources in the bank. Nope. Nice dodges here from Miguel, but oh, those onager shots. So many Chukunus just wasted for 1 or 2 onagers. That's really not worth it. Miguel wasting a lot of Chukunus on these onagers. And even more Chukunus. But still, this fight could still be very nice for Miguel if he gets decent shots of himself. But is he managing to do it? I'm not sure. This fight is so close. So many onager shots from both of them. So many Chukunus just dying in the middle, in the center of the map. Oh, this is a huge fight, but Miguel seems to come out on top here. His bigger military numbers, his bigger Chugunu numbers really worked in his favor, but he's still losing so many against those onagers. It's ridiculous to see. It seems like he did the right move in pushing this. Seems like he did the right move in pushing this, and he's still greatly behind in villager numbers and still greatly in front in terms of military. The only thing that really saved Andrew here were the onagers at this point. Andrew is lacking gold and wood at the moment. On the other hand, Miguel with the formidable economy, he's done the market. I have to admit that he's done the market. But his economy seems in much better shape than Andrew's at the moment, who's banking a lot of food and is now only moving on to more additional golds, as his main gold is slowly but surely running out in the back of his base. And I think if Miguel gets a little more light cav and a few cavalier, he can really nicely push Andrew here if he takes down the Onagers before they come into range of the trebuchets and the Chuganus. As I'm saying that, another great shot, another great few shots coming in from the Onagers, taking down the trebuchets, taking down the Chuganus, and I'm not really sure if Miguel wants to push this, but it seems like he needs to push this because of his inferior economy. And I think Andrew is a little bit over booming, as we see here. 150 villagers, that's a little bit too much for the M especially. He's a little bit over booming, and is also getting pushed because his military numbers are slowly dwindling away, and only on 20 military at the moment, which is pretty bad. Another castle might get taken down by this trebuchet, and Miguel is pushing really nicely. Even Andrew doing a massive castle here with a lot of villagers in front. Maybe he should have considered to make it here to even kind of put pressure on this gold, but it seems like wants to do pressure with this siege workshop. But is Miguel now putting down a siege castle here himself? Let's see, he might do it. No, he doesn't. But now he sees the forward from from Andrew on this side, from Democracy of Gods. But Miguel is still pushing in the center quite well, and his resources are still looking quite fine. It could be a little bit better. He slowly needs to seed farms now. He needs more wood income, he needs more farms, and then he will be alright. Now a castle coming up for Miguel as well on these additional golds, which are crucial for Miguel at this point. That's why Andrew wanted to push them. But now light cav coming in, cavalier coming in, they will deal with any siege and any Chuganus that's coming out there. On the other hand, we still have Miguel pushing with Onagers. He's pushing with Chuganus. He's wasting more Chuganus, but he's still pushing. And he might even take down the TC in the front here. How is it looking gold-wise? How's it looking with the relics? One relic for Miguel, 2 relics for Andrew on the other hand. And Miguel's still pushing in the center. How's it looking in gold income? Not too much gold left for Andrew here, and the only gold he has left is this little one here and the one in the front, which got taken by Miguel. So it's really not looking good for Andrew at the moment. And look at this. That was a massive raid here in the back of Andrew's base, who actually had a little bit too many villagers, so it's not too painful, but still not ideal nonetheless. Alright, and now pushing in with more cavalier to deal with the Onagers, with more Chuganus, with more Onagers, and this castle is still standing for Andrew. Wow, Andrew has really done a great job repairing this castle over the course of the last 10 minutes or so. Still holding strong, and these golds are slowly running out. He will soon be totally out of gold here. This forward is getting cleaned up quite easily, and this castle might ultimately fall in the next few minutes. And now the cavalier coming in, trying to snipe the Onagers. They're doing a really good job at tanking those arrow shots and going in quickly and sniping those Onagers. And I think this game should turn out in favor of Miguel, especially because his forward is now getting cleaned up. A lot of villagers. Look at all the villages lost for Andrew here. He's down to 80 villagers. He easily lost 60 villagers in the last 5 minutes to raids and other stuff. And this castle finally got taken down. The villagers are dead as well, and is now behind in both military and economy right now. And yeah, Miguel is still looking decent in resources, especially because he's nearly pop capped. Andrew looking quite good in wood and food terms, but other than that, it's not looking great because has totally ran out of gold. He's picked up another relic, but he still only has 2 in the bank, and now even forced to make skirmishes to answer the Chukunus from Miguel. So I think now the situation has a little bit calmed down, and I think now Miguel will just prepare. Oh my god, that was a huge shot. Ugh. And I think now Miguel will just prepare a last huge push where he wants to end it. He will get back to the population limit, which is 200, and then we'll do a last huge push. Might even consider making siege rams or something like that. But he seems to rely on purely onagers and trebuchets. So he's nearly prepared all of his units. And there's another castle going down in the front, but it's getting quickly taken down by these trebuchets from Miguel. It's not even going up, I think. Honor just coming in, and seems like there will be a big engagement right now. He needs to focus the Onager, man. Come on, focus the Onager. Okay, that was a really bad fight for Miguel. I think he can still afford to take this fight, but it was still not ideal on his part. He wasted a lot of Chukunus there, especially because he's now on 0 gold as well. Andrew might even turn this around. I'm not sure. Oh, but saying that, he's also wasting all of his Chukunus in the back. Let's look at the golds from Miguel. Miguel has totally run out of gold as well. But now he's pushing. And yeah, we will have some tuffles. Okay, I won't rush. Okay. And there's a GG from Andrew. And let me quickly check up on the Skittle message, and you can run your tuffles in the chat, so we won't stress anything here. And I will be right back with you while I run the tuffles. Well played by Miguel. Very nicely pushed. Democracy of Gods, Andrew had a little bit of a tough time in keeping up with military numbers. And this first one is now in favor of Ousadia and Alegria. Okay, I just noticed that my microphone was muted for the last 5 minutes, so I spoke to you in the last 5 minutes without saying anything to you. If you're done with your tuffles, just write in the chat and I'll go on with the games while you... With the games. The next game will be a Goth War between Nilfgaard and Bra on Green Arabia. Bra really did well in his last game. So, really did well in his last game on Green Arabia against Chitba, where he won 1v1. And I think after this tuffle we should continue with the stream. And while this is going on, I'm gonna get a drink. I'll be right back. Congratulations, Carol G. You won the premium for 3 months on Woobly. Please message tough on Woobly to get your price, to receive your price. Underscore tough on Woobly. Okay, and now let's go on with the games. It's Green Arabia. It's a Goth War, and I think if Bro wins this, it's 3-all in the best of 7 series. Alright, let's go. It's Goth War on Green Arabia. Front gold for Nilfgaard. Kind of awkward gold positions for Bro, except for this goal in the back. It's very nice, but these goals are a little bit in an awkward positions on the side of the map. I don't really like it. Now, barracks also coming in for both of the players. A lot of houses, because you need to sustain that really quick production from the Goth player. Now, look at that. All the Huskarls are just streaming over the map just to get a few villager kills. Nilfgaard doing a little bit of a better job in getting houses down in comparison to Bro. His military numbers are vastly superior, but also now getting the siege workshops up to get those heavy scorpions to deal with the infantry. And in a Goth War, it's really crucial to get your food economy up and get your food economy going as well as gold, because you run out of food very quickly with all those infantry streaming in. And yeah, let's see, military numbers still vastly in favor of Nilfgaard. He's also taking down the scorpions, taking down villages. Villager numbers, it's 9-7 now in favor of Nilfgaard, and he's doing a really good job raiding. He could do a little bit better here and there, I think. And Bruno now concentrating all of his forces on this side of on the golds, it seems like, from Nilfgaard, but he's dealing with it quite well. Now he's gathering his army in front of his base after his initial rush, and might even consider pushing. As far as hill goes, this hill is a bit important, but not too important. Hills aren't, and this hill is not too important. So it's going to be a pretty even fight in the middle of the map, I think. There's only this hill in front of Bro's base that he wants to secure, because it's kind of the gateway to his goal here. And also this here is quite important to secure. And why do people make you Huskars? Why do people make Huskars in the M1? It's because mostly because to snipe wills and they run around quite quickly. Alright. Now Bro pushing in, but he should retreat from this fight. He can't win this fight, especially with the scorpions in the back. can't really win this fight. And yeah, seems like Nilfgaard is trying to spread around the map quite nicely, but he's not doing anything with these soul skulls yet. I think he wants to move in here, especially because the gold's here. And both resources of both players look quite nicely. Did anyone do the market yet? Let me quickly check. Nilfgaard didn't do the market. Bro didn't do the market, so it's quite even on these terms. But Nilfgaard with a superior number of scorpions, or he's actually fighting, not with a superior number, but he's actually fighting with the scorpions, and that makes a huge difference in those clumped up infantry fights. And now we're finally getting those scorpions in as well, but it might be too late. No, yes, no. Bro is getting more and more reinforcements in, so this fight in the middle looks quite even. Villager numbers still a slight lead for Nilfgaard, but very nicely done here from Bro here, getting those forward barracks on the left side of the map and on the right side, flanking Nilfgaard very nicely. But losing in the middle, he kind of needs to lock down this the middle if he wants to get those ratings in nicely. And as we see now, Nilfgaard going for the market already, putting up farms because they're so important. See, he's already down to 2k food, 5k for Bro. He's a lot more conservative in using his resources at this point, and he doesn't want to get, like in the Goth War against Chitba, he doesn't want the other player, his opponent, to get a decent farm economy, because that's the key in winning a Goth War mostly. In the end, it's a good food economy, because you need that for infantry. You can't win with purely scorpions and trebuchets, it's just not possible. And seems like he just wants to get these ratings with those flank barracks in, to not let him get a decent food economy up like he did against Chitba, and then he ultimately won the game because he killed so many farmers over the course of the game. Now getting up some farms as well, now that his food count is ultimately getting low, but he should really be aware of not losing the fight in the center, because that could really hurt him in the end. Now forward barracks coming in for Nilfgaard as well, forward castle as well. This castle and these town centers are very important. They have to secure these gold piles, these additional gold piles for Bro here. And those forward barracks on the flank are on the left side of the map of Bro are getting taken down. In the north, the barracks are still standing strong. A forward castle coming in as well, securing those barracks. And a little bit of a waste here of Hosgals for Nilfgaard, or might not if they take down all the scorpions, but doesn't seem like it. That was not really a cost-efficient fight. Honor just coming in as well, trying to take down the scorpions, but they have to retreat as the scorpions retreat as well. A ton of scorpions now for Nilfgaard, as it's the only thing he can really afford right now. He's on 0 gold actually. He doesn't really have any gold miners at this point, which is a little bit odd because of all the ratings, I assume. But he doesn't need too much gold for infantry. He needs more food. He's on nearly 0 food at this point. But he has a lot of wood, so he can afford enough farms for now. But where are his infantry units? There's not too many. A lot of champions coming. I kind of wonder why nobody of them have done too many champions yet. Sometimes you see a lot more champions after the initial rush, but it seems like both of them just stick to Hosgals for now, except for those little champions here. This castle is getting got denied from Nilfgaard, and a lot of farms now going down for Bro as well around these castles, very nicely protected. And if Bro wins this could be 3-all in a best of 7 series, and if not, we go into game 3 of the simultaneous 1v1 matches. And these trebuchets are getting taken down by the Onager. Very nice job here from Nilford. Bruce should repair this castle. He's not repairing this castle. He has enough stone to repair it, but he's not doing it at the moment. And this TC will go down definitely if he decides to move in with his Huskarls, and he is. Yeah, for now this middle is quite important now for Bruh because it kind of opens the way to this town center, which is not too important. Actually, this here is more important, but it would allow Nilford to even push further on this map. For now, he kind of has Nilford clumped up in his own base, and he's like everywhere. He's outside on the left, he's outside on the right, he's present in the middle. And Nilford even forced to go back now with his Scorpions, seeing the raid from Brook coming in. And now Brook can just snipe this Trebuchet with his Onager if he so desires, but he's not doing it. He's GPing, and oh, nice quick wall here with the stables. Nicely done. He just needs another building, but he's not doing it. But still a lot of damage done to these Huskarls. Very nice job from Nilford here. Oh, nicely job, picked up this Trebuchet. The other Trebuchet has been taken down, yep, by the Onager. And the Scorpions are camping the hill quite well against those Huskarls. And a little bit more of raiding coming in from these barracks here. Very nice job from Nilford, getting all those villager kills. And a little bit of waste here from Nilford, I feel, with his Huskarls. But yeah, nearly 0 food now for Bruh. Let's look at the farm count for both of the players. It's 56 farmers for Bruh, and only 25 farmers for Nilford. Wow, that is quite low actually. It's quite low actually, so this game might turn in favor of Bruh at this point. Be quite nice. Because it would lead to a 7th game, to a decider match in the best of 7 series. I would really like to see that. Bombard cannons now coming in from Nilford, trying to take down this castle, trying to take down the Onagers, trying to take down the Scorpions as well. Still, nice raiding from Bruh. That's what I said in the beginning. He wants to win this game with raiding, with not letting Nilford develop any kind of farm economy. And let's look at the farm account again. It's 30 farmers. It's a little bit better than before, but now a lot of more Huskarls coming in, and a lot of more villages will be killed ultimately with those raidings. But also Nilford, on the other hand, getting a nice raid on those farms on the left, on the right hand side of the Bruh's base. And this game could go on for much longer. For much longer. Let's see how it develops further. This forward castle in kind of the middle of nowhere is getting taken down by the bomber cannons. And Trebuchet is also moving in to take down this castle on this hill. This hill is quite important because it's a kind of the gateway to this front base of the farm economy of Nilford. And still more and more raiding coming in. Bruce just doing such a great job at raiding all the economy. Nice wall off with the stables and the house here. From Nilford, might even consider closing this as well as with a siege workshop or something, to secure from any further raids. So many villager kills here. Seems like Nilford hasn't noticed yet. In the front there's nothing really too much going on. Nilford not really pushing. Trebuchet is still going strong. And so many villages lost. It's 62 to 140 villages in favor of Bruh here. Those raids are doing such a significant job in keeping the economy for Nilford low. And Bruh really nicely using all of his resources. He's at 209 population in comparison to 128 from Nilford. And Nilford has now is a couple of Huskarls and all the Scorpions. That's pretty much everything that's holding in the game at the moment. His villager numbers are going down massively, or went down massively. Half of his economy is idle. Half of his really gone economy is idle. 32 villages idle from 62, in comparison to 6 idle from 130. And I think if Bro doesn't get pushed massively here, he should have this game in the bag. Yeah, this should be the game for Bro here, especially if he kills all these scorpions. And it seems like he's doing it quite well with those Huskarls, even more Huskarls streaming in. And I think Neilford will call it GG in a minute. Yeah, all his massive scorpion army is taken down, nearly 0 wood in the bank. Only 71 villages and 99 population, and if these Huskarls now come in again on his economy, it could already be over. But he's GBing for now, okay. Seems like he wants to play it kinda safe. He lost his castle on the hill, but he can actually easily place another one. He's on 210 population, pop capped all the time. He's taken down the forward barracks of Neilford, so his economy is pretty much secured at this point. And now he just has to make the final push to win this game, which will come now. Look at all these Huskarls coming into the economy of Neilford. And I think as soon as Neilford sees all these Huskarls approach his base, he might even consider calling it GG. Oh no, he will fight it out for now. There's nothing saving him. Another batch of Huskarls coming in the north to get some more raiding in. Another incoming on the left side of the map. And even losing the fight in the front, or quite on par in the front, but still getting raided in the back, and the red in the north and on the left, everywhere. Bro just doing such a great job in splitting his armies and killing all the villages from Neilford, as he did in the game against Chitba. Bro really knows how to play these God Wars. I like it a lot. And his economy is looking quite well as well. I think quite good as well. Yeah, he's producing from nearly all of his barracks. And I'm just waiting for the GG from Neilford here. Doesn't really have anything. He's kind of relying on his castles for now, but he's nearly run out of stone. And he will just get raided and raided and raided over and over again. Don't really know how he thinks he's going, because he needs the food also to reboom, because he can't really sustain anything on 70 villages. This castle is still getting repaired from Neilford in front, in kind of the front of the space. That hill is really important. If he loses that hill, he will lose the hill actually quite significantly. Why is Brute packing his trebuchet? I think that was a misclick. It must have been a misclick. Yeah, he's now unpacking them again. But this castle is going down, and there's the GG. Very well played by Bro. And thus it is 3-all now for it's 1 point for Ousadia and Alegria, and 3-all in total. Okay, let me quickly add the scores. Let me get the overlay, then we'll go into the next game. How did they even enter? What? Okay, yeah, the Master of NC will be at everyone who is willing to stream the Master of NC is at 19 GMT, not as I stated in the thread 20 GMT. Just a heads up for everybody who is involved. I'm a little bit sorry for that, but I got a little bit confused with the times because they were scheduling in GMT +1, not GMT. Yeah, sorry, Richard. I'm sorry. They wrote me that it's in 20 o'clock, but I assumed it was GMT, but of course they were scheduling in GMT +1 in the German time. I messed up a little there. Alright. Now let's get into game 7, the decider, which is, I think, a 2v2 on the map pack. On the map pack. Let me quickly double check. And it is 2v2 on, no, it's 2v2 on Continental with Byzantines and Huns. Alright, that's very interesting. Alright. And let's go into game 7, the decider. It's best of 7 series. Okay, now we have game 7 in the best of 7 series between Zu and Ousadia in the Alegria. And this is the decider of the best of 7 series. We have in the south-ish, we have Team Zu, consisting of Shine and Nilford in the red and Shine in the teal. Shine as the Byzantines, and in red, Nilford as the Huns, opposing Byzantines from Roomstock and Huns from Miguel on the other side of the map. It's played on Continental. Very interesting map, especially for the M, I feel like, because you can actually control these shallows with ships very well, and can bomb everything with elite cannon galleons if you so desire. Alright, it seems like Miguel is already moving in onto Nilford and trying to double him, or trying to help Roomstock here, who is already under a lot of pressure, and thus Shine is actually going to Nilford as well. So basically all the action is going on in the north of the map. Nilford already putting down docks to get even more control of this area here. Kind of wall-off tried here from Roomstock, but is not successful. He actually managed to defend quite well for now, because Nilford was busy in his own base trying to defend from Miguel. Miguel trying to take the center with this castle on the hill. On this hill, and Roomstock seems to be defended for now. His village numbers are quite low though. It's 12 for everybody except for Roomstock, who is at 6. Half the village numbers, and now the galleons from Nilford are coming in, and they do make quite a good addition to the normal land army, especially if everything is reachable from the water and there are no castles up for Roomstock either. And let's see, in the center of the map, Miguel quite nicely took the middle here, which is the connection point in between Nilford and Shine. So quite important to have the center of the map, especially for the two teams, since Roomstock and Miguel actually have a connection over the north and not only the center. And both Shine and Miguel going for the water as well, so it's not really a great disadvantage on either side. And now finally a castle going down and docks going down for Roomstock as well. So let's see, Miguel quite nicely now moving in onto Nilford. And it seems like Nilford is actually forced to going back here. Shine is quite nicely isolated from this whole fight because Miguel has already gained control of the middle here. But seems like Miguel should be a little bit careful here not to lose all his army. He's doing quite well with his halberdiers, he's using them quite well only against paladins and camels. I really like that. He should be now though, because I think he can only make unfavorable trades at this point, even if he's fighting downhill. Yeah, he's slowly losing this. But he might even... I'm not too sure actually. He might even take this fight. This is very hard to tell who is winning. Really, really hard to tell. But now he's GBing. Yeah, now he's GBing finally. And Shine just realized that Miguel already has taken advantage of the hills in the middle and already has placed some castles, but also on the other side has actually gained water control over Miguel, and so has Nilford already. He got out the elite the cannon galleons. Sorry for that, Huns don't get elite, of course, to take down these castles of Roomstock. And I think it's a very interesting situation right now because Miguel controls the center for now, which is kind of the connection point in between Shine and Nilford, but on the other hand, Shine and Nilford, the Sioux team, are actually controlling the middle for now. The water, not the middle, the water for now. So it's quite an interesting dynamic, but now Nilford pushing into the middle, onto Miguel and onto the castles, and there's no way Miguel is defending from this. He has to retreat his army, who is losing everything. Yeah, he will lose everything. His military numbers are down to 55, which is nearly a third of Nilford's numbers. And looking at Roomstock, he has 11 villages. 11 villages in comparison to 45 plus from everybody else. Shine even slinging Nilford now. Roomstock desperately trying to get back to water, but there's this castle protecting Nilford's docks as well. And now Nilford is just pushing into Miguel with the water support from Shine, and Shine can just take down the docks and take down the castles with his cannon galleons like it was nothing. And getting a nice rating as well. Nilford playing so well in these games. So now, Roomstock holding on quite well, I have to say. This trebuchet is now moving as well. Cataphracts coming out for Roomstock, which are quite costly to say the least. to upgrade. I think to make them, it's not too costly, but still. Quite nice here, and seems like Miguel pushed Nilford back for now. Town center coming onto the middle here, but it may be denied. Is it denied? It's getting... No, it's not getting denied. It actually got up, but all the villagers died. Alright. So, but still, water control for Shine especially. He will be able to nearly bump all the TCs on the gold tier and the market from Miguel on his side of the map. Market now started for Nilford and for Shine on both sides of the map. Same goes for Miguel, but his markets are not safe, especially because of all these ships here. And that's the interesting part about this map. You actually have the water and the land, and it's really interesting to see to which degree both teams decide to go onto water and to go onto land. Groups are now walling his base off, and he's still only on 35 villages. Let's see how is he looking on resources. His resources still look quite good, I have to say, except for the gold, because he didn't make too many military units yet. And look at this large fleet from Broomstock here. He's really dominating the water now on Milford's side, while on the other side, China is dominating the water. But I think, in my opinion, Broomstock should really consider moving in some of those galleons here on the far right side of the map to maybe deny those markets. I mean, he doesn't know that they are markets, but he could assume that they are. Not really. I think he kind of wants to take control of the center, but he doesn't have any cannon galleons to get real burst passes, and he's wasting a lot now, and even wasting against those halberdiers. Halberdiers work really well against ships because they get the bonus, because ships also are kind of classed in the same class as camels. So halberdiers actually get a bonus against them. And now Miguel is totally pushed off of water right now. He's totally pushed off one of his golds and his stones. His villager numbers are not looking quite so good. Villager numbers for Shine and Nilford for the 2 team are much better. And it seems like Roomstock went full out of water with a few halberdiers mixed in. And this game could go on for quite some time now. It kind of stabilized. The middle is now in complete control of the 2 team. And the middle is kind of important because it connects all the players with each other. Especially important for the 2 team, who already have a trade going, but the trade is going through the middle mostly. So if there's a castle here or anything other here on the main island for the Ousadia and the Alegria team, it's basically over for 2. But let's see if they can actually manage, if Ousadia and Alegria can actually manage to take this middle island. And somebody needs to push Roomstock off water, I feel like. Roomstock now back to 87 villages, quite nicely recovered. Miguel only on 70 at the moment. And he also has now the elite cannon galleons out to bomb all the buildings from the shoreline. Miguel now coming in onto... Oh, there's a hole there. There's a hole. Alright. Now Miguel coming in into Nilford's eco, and he can really devastate everything that's here. Oh, that is looking not good for Nilford. Nearly all of his villages are in this region, and he tries to get up a panic castle, but this won't go up anytime soon. No way. And now Shine walled out Nilford's army. Alright, that's a new one. Shine walled out Nilford's army, telling him, yeah, you need to go now, kill something, I don't want you to retreat, just kill something. He's trying to kind of wall Miguel off of the rest of the map. And ooh, those skeletons doing a great job at raiding Roomstock in the north of the map, denying him all of this gold. But Roomstock still has these golds up as well. Okay, how's it looking for... Oh my god, this is a slaughter fest right here. Look at all the trade costs in the villages going down. For the Sioux team, only 70 villages now. 60 villages now for Nilfgaard. And in comparison to 108 for Roomstock, for example. But 104 military, which is quite nice, especially because he has like the half of this on water and the other half on land. So what happened to Nilfgaard's army? Yeah, he's just going around trying to devastate Miguel's eco. If he comes in with his paladins on this lumber here and on these villages, he could really make a huge ton of damage onto Miguel, especially because Miguel only has 62 villages at this point in time and he has no food whatsoever. He is nearly completely out of gold, he is nearly completely out of wood, and now if Nilfgaard makes enough damage here, Miguel could already be out of the game because he has no resources whatsoever. As we look at Nilfgaard, who has quite a decent amount of resources, Shine as well, and Roomstock especially as well. But Roomstock mainly goes onto water, so he needs wood actually, and he doesn't have too much of it. Miguel, though, on the other side seems to be quite out of the game. As I said before, his resources are looking terrible, and his eco is getting raided, and he's not... He can't really replenish his villager numbers because he doesn't have any food. He only has 2 TCs. He doesn't have any farmers at this point, nor fishing ships, so to speak of. And he is taken out of the game at this point. He has 23 militaries somewhere. And now Roomstock is getting doubled by Shine and by Nilfgaard. And this castle is getting denied, more and more villages are getting killed. And I think this game is now looking in favor, massively in favor of 2. I think this is pretty much over. Look at all these cannon galleons from Shine. And there's another panic castle for Roomstock, and this might get denied if the units don't act like retards. Okay, they act like retards, so it doesn't get denied. But still a lot of villager kills onto this castle, and I guess this game is over. Since yeah, LOS guys don't have any trade, and that's the GG. GG, well, what? Never mind. Never mind. They play on. They play on. Seems like Roomstock has decided otherwise. So they play on. I'm sorry for that little anticlimactic GG here, but it seems like the game is going on. And now there's the GG. Roomstock decided to GG, and good game. GG, well played by the two guys. And it's 4-3 in this group stage match between Tsu and Ousadia and Alegria.